What's going on, everybody? Since I've been training at home over these last 2 years and using pretty much exclusively the Total Gym or sliding bench trainers for almost all my resistance training, I've kind of been in the lookout just to try to spot a Total Gym in the wild, so to speak. And what I mean by that is, if you go on the internet and look at like people sharing their home gym tours or just like pictures of their home gym, because the subculture of like home gym training has, if anything, further intensified over the last 2 years. I honestly, whenever I find to see these pictures, I can't even see a Total Gym anywhere in sight. Which I don't know if it's really surprising or not. You guys know that I've made kind of countless videos reiterating the point that these are probably the most underrated, underappreciated pieces of home fitness or resistance training equipment that's available. I always kind of say, which I probably should just make like an acronym, like a V acronym or something, basically saying they're extremely versatile, they're extremely efficient, and they're extremely effective in the results they deliver. Yet we seem to just not really see them promoted or really discussed at all on the internet. Not to mention they're also relatively inexpensive and they don't take up a whole lot of space, and both of which are two things that people seem to look for when they're choosing and selecting equipment for their home gym. Because you guys know what I'm trying to do here on this channel. I mean, I'm pretty much trying to promote that there's very simple, basic tools, can be all you need if you really want it to be. Certainly, I got other stuff here. Maybe I'll buy some other stuff in the future. But my core foundation of my resistance training at home really is just this Total Gym or a sliding bench trainer. And I'm not saying you just have to use this, but my point is also that really any simple, basic tool can get you incredible results if you kind of stick to technique and you're just being consistent with using it. But I'm sitting here in front of my computer and I thought it might be interesting a little bit to kind of scour the internet, maybe try and find some videos or pictures, kind of comment on what some equipment people have. Maybe a Total Gym can help supplement them based on kind of what I'm seeing here. Maybe even see if I actually can spot a Total Gym in the wild and actually go try and see if I can find one. But that's pretty much what I'll be getting into, guys. If you guys like this video and you want to see more, please consider liking or subscribing. Always beneficial and helps me out a lot. And if you are one of these people who maybe has an elaborate home gym, who maybe finally pulled the trigger on picking up a Total Gym or some other sliding bench trainer, please comment down below on what made you do that. If you're someone who doesn't have a Total Gym yet and you're kind of watching this video, kind of want to know what you guys are waiting for, what you may be apprehensive about. But as always, love hearing what you guys have to say, and your feedback is always greatly appreciated. All right, guys, so with that being said, let's jump into it. This first gym I'm kind of finding, and this is in no particular order whatsoever. We'll see how many of these visuals I kind of get through. I've already kind of been looking a little bit. We'll kind of keep going on here together to kind of see what we find. But this is one, again, really simple, compact setup. A lot of gyms I'm seeing are really compact. Certainly there's a lot more elaborate gyms. But this person, again, making good use of a really small space. And you can see, I'm sure this person's making it work, but really cool gym attachment. They got a lot of stuff kind of going on here, a lot of different little pulleys and things kind of hung up here. You can do a lot with this. Obviously, it's kind of a strength training base. They got some cardio machine over here. They got a flat bench. Looks like that might even be like a heavy bag down there. I'm not sure. You got some other additional free weights. So this is something I'll probably say this later, but for sure a solid setup. I'm not going to judge and talk bad about anyone's setup. I mean, you can do a lot of damage with this guy, with this guy's person or this girl, whatever they got going on here. But what I would say is that this is when you're working with a really compact space and you're kind of considering price, especially we'll get into that later. A Total Gym right here, we could easily squeeze a Total Gym in here. You guys know that even my power blocks, I don't even use those as much anymore. But I think a lot of people will get into this pattern of thinking, well, they need a squat rack, they need these adjustable dumbbells, even a bench. And my bench is honestly collecting dust in my back room. I haven't been even using it as much because I don't need it. I'm using my Total Gym for my bench if I wanted to press off it. But my point is, again, small space, a Total Gym would win out here, but definitely no Total Gym to be seen here. Let's go to another one. All right, this one's just a good example of a solid basement setup. This kind of reminds me of a lot of like basements I used to work out in high school with friends and stuff like that. Again, solid squat rack is basically the foundation. I think we're going to see that kind of throughout that. Got the sissy squat thing, that's awesome. Really clean, open, but simple setup they got here. You got dip bars. This is something maybe we could kind of kill two birds with one stone depending on what you got. Even the Total Gym, again, this isn't like a Total Gym infomercial here, but things like dips, this is something especially too I've been finding that I get a lot of benefits out of with the, I don't necessarily need to do if I have a Total Gym as far as all the tricep stuff. I've been seeing a lot of these adjustable dumbbells. I kind of noticed that in some of these pictures. So if you guys actually know this company, I'm actually curious because I'm seeing a lot of people with this same set of adjustable dumbbells. I'm just not sure what that is. Seeing a lot of ellipticals, so kind of low impact cardio. Hyperextension machines I think are solid and great for anybody. I've kind of talked about that. I've made a review on one particular sissy squat machine. You can find some benches and sissy squat machines that actually have the benefit of having a hyperextension as well. Deadlift is thing here as well. So the point is, this person, I don't see the weights, Definitely doing strength training base. Could incorporate a total gym here for sure in this space. Let's go to another one. Again, another solid setup here, very clean. Garage type setup. This is great. Now, this is something else we can kind of get into, and cost is always going to be a factor. I think everyone wants to kind of have some, everyone wants to save money. A lot of people I've read some comments in here. A lot of people like to get stuff off of like, Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. But you can see the belt hanging there. This person's definitely doing some, strength training. Got some adjustable dumbbells. Got a cable crossover machine. I've commented in a recent video. I think those things are great. The one thing is for me, and this is just me commenting personally, is like, this space is awesome. If you like doing heavy squatting, if you're a power lifter, you're chasing heavyweight PRs, it's going to be necessary for sure if that's your bag. But if you're someone who's like, well, I need a gym, I want to do some more resistance training. And for me, I've done this in the past where I was taking up a whole single car garage in the old house I was at. I took out a whole basement, a finished basement in a townhouse I was at, that I just didn't like taking up that much real estate in my house when I didn't have to. So, that's something to kind of consider, that sacrifice of a space. In this case, this person's garage. Again, not judging the person, but if we can make do with getting the results, if I could talk to this person or somebody else that's out there who's saying like, I'm resistance training because I want to get, define my muscles. I want to get stronger, be functionally fit. I think everyone would say, yeah, I'd preferably not want to take up a whole lot of space. What are some like space saving things that actually help you accomplish this? I actually make a future video about that as well, about some other options. But again, taking up a lot of space here, I think that is a good thing. Very clean setup though. Another garage gym setup here that again is taking up a lot of real estate. I'll be honest, I actually talked to my wife about, like, we have a 3-car garage, and I was saying, can we make one of those maybe the gym? She didn't like that. We got 4 kids, there's crap all over the garage, so the kids stuff takes over that. But I understand that, it's part of me doesn't know if I really would want that. So, this is great for sure. I mean, this is obviously great. The person's got great carpeting, got everything set up. I would say you're taking up a lot of real estate when you kind of got a flat bench here. I think this one could probably makeshift into a squat rack as well, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, really nice, simple setup. You're covering a lot of bases here. You got the jump rope. Jump rope is a solid, investment. I think if that's something else you guys can incorporate in there. Heavy bags, that's something else I've kind of always, I used to have heavy bags and I got rid of it and want to move, but that's what I've kind of considered. Knee extension machine, again, also great, but again, no total gym to be found here. Another kind of home gym example, you guys can see, there's those weights I was talking to you guys about. I've been seeing those everywhere. So again, if you guys know what those are, let me know. Really solid, clean setup. I mean, this is a great, use of you can see a really small space. This would be someone, again, too, that if I were talking to them, you guys know I've said before in the channel that even though I mentioned previously that I think I loved dual cable crossovers, they feel really good, but at the same time, even as I made that video a while back about some total gyms alternative, if I didn't have a total gym, that the total gym really does feel like a cable crossover. So if you're looking like for a space-saving way to kind of get a lot of the benefits of essentially a cable machine, total gym wins out. So this person is really making do with a small space. This would definitely be someone, all things considered, he or she might just prefer this kind of setup. That total gym would actually save a lot more space, and you can maybe even squeeze in a couple other extra things in there if you really wanted to. All right, I like this one too. I love the simple, solid setups. This is just a really, easy example. We got the rings, we got the Concept 2. You guys, I don't know if you know it or not. My Concept 2 is in my other part of my basement there. I break it down all the time to save space, but love the Concept 2 for its saving qualities. You can break it in 2 pieces. That's what I do. Person's got a bench and a squat rack. This is me making some assumptions here. I can see they got the bumper plates and some weights. He's got the Flybird bench, so that's kind of a little more of an inexpensive bench, but still a good quality bench. When I was looking at this, just kind of judging, just making some assumptions here based on people that I kind of talk to, that they get this, like, they think the squat rack has to be the foundation. No question, that's awesome. But a lot of times when I talk to people, some of them aren't powerlifters. I've even heard people actually complain that they don't even necessarily like doing some of these lifts in the first place, but they feel like that's like the best, most efficient, effective way to kind of get it, just building strength in the home. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, it's tried and true method, it's great, but I think what I'm trying to show you guys in the channel is that there is another way. You can still get strong, maintain strength, build strength using a side bench trainer. It doesn't take a whole lot of space. It's very easy and forgiving in the joints. I've done some strength tests in the past. I'll do more in the future. The point is, I definitely know my strength is still good, if not is improved, from just using the total gym, not using really any external weights. Yes, I have them here, but I rarely use them. You guys that watch this channel know that. Like having the Olympic rings, any kind of freestanding pull-up machine is great. Again, The total gym, I always find the total gym pull-ups turn out to be pretty effective. So I have rings too. I bought my cheap squat rack. I thought I'd do a lot more of them. I just don't, because I feel like I'm getting the benefit out of doing my total gym pull-ups, or just doing a lot of a lot of vertical pulling on my total gym, which I've mentioned many times before. Another kind of theme here, guys. Again, another really nice compact space. We're seeing free weights, external weights. Doesn't seem like they're anything super crazy or heavy. So I'm assuming this person's, just using the power rack, the weights, the plates, to kind of just, strength train, maybe not going too totally crazy or serious like powerlifting. Got a nice heavy bag there. Looks like a little kind of like a dip station. You can see the power blocks and that makeshift rack. That's really cool. So really simple, compact setup. You can get a lot of results with this thing right here. This would be someone as well I'd love to kind of sell a slotty men's trainer to, and just be like, maybe consider it. You easily could fold this up, put it in a corner, and if you liked it good enough, you could actually get rid of that squat rack, depending on how serious you were taking your strength training. All right, now we're kind of getting this person. I've seen a lot of setups like this, elliptical, some low impact cardio. This one seems like this guy might be a little more serious based on some of the, actually I have no idea, but maybe just because like this kind of like rig here is a little more heavy duty. He's got the safety squat bar, a couple of different bar options. Got this really solid, I like that little cable attachment attached to the rack. So not much to say here, but again, making use of a compact space in the garage. Again, if you wanted to get the best of both worlds and wanted to incorporate throwing in some cable systems that you can do a lot with, but basically get a cable effect without having the space of the cable. Total gym would come in handy here. All right, this one's getting a little more elaborate, really kind of a little more clean. You can tell this is a more higher end gym as far as like, the effort they put into putting this together, the weights, chains, different, stuff they kind of got laying around the gym. So this is when I start to get the opinion of like, if you're kind of investing this much energy, I should say, and time and money into a home gym, obviously I think you take your home physical fitness seriously. This would be someone, again, I would say, I would think maybe I'd be curious to kind of probe them what they think about a total gym or one of these sliding bench trainers, especially like even a cheap small model they could fold up, put it against the wall. I would assume the person maybe has the money to kind of maybe spend on it. I think I could sell them on the value and why it would be worthwhile picking up. But that's what's kind of going through my mind basically, guys. And I'm not going to go through all the videos of like, I've seen a lot of elaborate, huge home gyms that almost look like they would give a typical like commercial gym a run for the money, but I don't see a total gym anywhere in sight. So they got everything under the sun, tons of bars, straps, bands. Some people have like literally 10 different barbells for different reasons and different rationales, but the point is they got the money to invest in other stuff and they're getting every single gimmick that's out there, but not a total gym. All right, I love these simple setups, guys. I love this simple setup in this garage. Looks like you got a spin bike, some cardio, you got a pull-up bar, bands, simple squat rack. Again, same kind of theme here. Maybe I should shut up and keep saying this, but total gym would fit in awesome with this person, especially looking at the weight. I don't think they're taking everything, like they're not trying to be a competitive powerlifter or Olympic weightlifter here. So if they want some benefits of resistance training, that would be a small investment. Not to mention, guys, a lot of people pick up these things on like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. I actually have no idea, because I'm not on Facebook, what that's all about. I'm sure it's cheap, but I know you can get total gyms on there really cheap. And so if you're looking to kind of find reused stuff, to me, it's not necessarily an excuse of like not getting one, because you could find them cheap if you really wanted to. It just kind of goes to show that in this kind of home gym community, a lot of people, either it gets a negative like connotation to it, or they just think it doesn't work, or I think it's more of a gimmick, like I said. So I don't know. All right, guys, this one here, I love it. I love the primitive setup. You guys remember the old name of my channel was Primitive Home Fitness, because I was making the point that you don't need a whole lot to get the results at home, and this would be proof of it. This is really primitive. This almost looks like it could be a prison cell in some sort of a prisoner of war camp, but I'm not sure. But regardless, it'd be good if it was, if you had this in your prison cell. Concept 2-rower, you got some free weights and a bench. You can do a lot of damage, build an awesome body with that combination right there. I just would love to see maybe, again, total gym set up in that corner right over there, then just tie that whole thing together. All right, you guys kind of get the idea. Whole elaborate setup of free weights. It had to cost a lot of money to get that. They got a good deal on that, I'm not sure, but all their bases are covered here. Cardio, you get your strength training, you got a cable machine. This would be, again, something else. We got the kettlebells back there. That's something else. I can touch on that. It's one example of like a solid resistance training tool. Don't get me wrong, kettlebells are awesome, but if you gave me the choice of kettlebells and a slotty bench trainer, you guys know what I would pick. I got a kettlebell. I got 2 kettlebells, I think, in the back. But regardless, the point is I don't even really use them anymore, because it's not that I don't like them. It's just that I'm getting way more bang for my buck with the time, versatility, effectiveness like I said, with my total gym. So love to see a total gym here. It'd be awesome. All right, another more, again, a really solid, clean space, making use of a lot of room. And again, got a lot of bases covered here. Squat rack, got the Rogue Echo bike there. Those things are great. You guys know I got a old Schwinn. It still does its job. Those things are awesome. I link those down below all the time. If I'm not using a Concept 2, I definitely recommend a fan bike for cardio, as if you don't, if you're looking for something that's indoor, not going outside. Hyperextension machine, definitely solid. You got a solid setup of kettlebells here. You guys know what I would say, but I'm not gonna get into it. Just don't see a total gym here, but love it, guys. This is, bare bones, simple. If you're looking for a cardiovascular, just overall, just building base level fitness, this is definitely a solid setup. If you just stuck to this stuff and use it consistently, no doubt. Throw a total gym in there and you guys would be good to go for life. You would just be an animal if you use this stuff consistently with intensity. All right, guys, and kind of maybe it's probably the last one I'll look at, but again, you can see a really elaborate, awesome home gym. This is almost like a warehouse this person must have. I don't know if they even maybe train people, but this person's got everything under the sun. Definitely more strength training based. This is an example, again, of all the different types of barbells that they have. Push sled, awesome conditioning tool. So I could see maybe someone like this kind of looking for more like a purist body powerlifting, looking to do a little bit more like pure strength training. You can see the the deadlift platform. These types of people I could understand maybe in their mind of like why they don't think it's valuable, that necessary to have a total gym. But I'd still say if you're someone like this, if you're like a purist powerlifter and you're like, I don't know, I'm getting my strength training with this other stuff, total gym can be a great asset to this type of training as well, especially if you're someone who wants a break from like the heavy kind of compound free weight exercises, do like more of a smooth kind of transition, like maybe an off week or deload week from this type of stuff. Definitely increases range of motion. I can speak for myself, kind of transitioning off the heavy barbell lifts over a period of time. My joints, ligaments, tendons definitely like me a little bit more. Not saying that that's gonna be the case for everybody. All right, guys, so I'm not even gonna admit how much time I spent scouring through forums and pictures and even YouTube videos. I didn't use any videos here because I didn't know how YouTube would work with whatever their policies of using other videos and stuff. But point is, I spent a lot of time, an embarrassing amount of time, trying to find a total gym in someone's elaborate home gym setup. And I would find it all sorts of, anything you can imagine that would be in a gym. Some people's home gyms had full-on weight machines that they would pick and choose, they would kind of find deals on, and had a whole they had a chest machine, row machine, all sorts of crazy isolated machines, but no total gym in sight, which I think is kind of surprising. Again, not too much. I should say, I'm sure I could find it if I could Google search like a gym, home gym with a total gym in there. I know you guys have them, but I'm just really shocked that, again, I was trying to find one just in random and I could not find one at all, which is, again, somewhat surprising because you think the total gym we know has sold, millions of units out there, or just any other sliding bench trainers sold a lot of them. But what I'm often kind of finding is that people that either pick up a total gym, it might be the only thing they pick up, or they think like, I'm just gonna pick up something they kind of try, they kind of dabble with it, maybe something they'll do maybe on off days outside of the gym. But that's what it seems like. But it definitely seems in like the huge subculture, which is again increasingly growing, of home gym training, that these sliding bench trainers are just not respected. They don't seem to have a place in there. So it's something I'll probably explore more of in the future, but just interesting that of all the time I spent kind of going through pictures, I couldn't find one against the wall. I couldn't find even people talking about them. Certainly I found like the little discussions, but the discussions that I found in forums were pretty much minimal. And if there was a discussion, it wasn't as much, of a promising piece of machinery as what they were saying compared to what I'm telling you guys in the channel. The point is the perception was a lot different. So hopefully we can kind of change that in this channel. Might be a ranty video. I just thought I'd kind of talk about this, something I've always been kind of thinking about. Love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Like I said, if you guys are out there and you have one of these elaborate gyms, because I know there's some of you guys that are out there, what made you guys pull the trigger? Why do you think it's not so promoted in the gym culture community? Love to hear your kind of comments on that. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.